I don't know. I don't know that we could play any sloppier. I don't know that we could have planned it any more poorly. I think we're a very talented team. I don't think we played near to our capacities. The series of downs in the back end of that game was embarrassing to me. I can only tell you that as it played out to me, it was a first and goal at the 2. We called 2 plays. We threw a pass. It was incomplete. We feel like we have an advantage in our goal line personnel. We send in our goal line personnel. The mistake was made right there. We should have called 2 plays in our goal line personnel, so we would have gotten 2 plays. Or we should have called the run and the clock. That's what should have been called, but that's not what happened. What happened is we sent that one in without the second play called. Goal line personnel down the goal line is awkward at times to get it all right because we substitute tackles and we substitute the number of people. So then we wanted to throw a ball out of a one-back personnel. So we busted our behind to get it substituted, get it called, and then had a very difficult time getting it snapped. The good news is we get it snapped. Okay, the snap goes off of the fingers. It's miserable feeling. Certainly, I'm sick. But with the flag, the reason that they have a difficult time is they got 13 guys on the field because they've substituted against our goal line personnel. We go back to 3 wides. They can't get their guys off the field. Okay, so certainly we would like to have had our plays more organized and comfort of call. That's not what happened. Okay, now the final play again was one of those goal line plays where we felt like we had an advantage. Okay, and we win. Now our football team is a great group of guys. They're fighting like hell. Okay, coaches, we got to give them the best plan. The best plan. It's difficult, I can tell you, to operate offensively with all the multiple personnels. Maybe we have to reduce the personnel some. That may well help us, okay? But we're trying to use our talent as it would benefit us. We cannot throw picks. We cannot turn the ball over. We cannot have penalties in key situations. The excesses of mistakes are controlled by the play that we had in the first 4 games. The first 4 games were lack of offense, a little rum-dum, oh, here we go, and not as many yards throwing, but not as many mistakes. So what we have to do is come to some resolution there. We have to throw it better, and we cannot have those mistakes. We will not win. But I'm going to tell you something. Let's say it the way it is. Jarrett Lee comes back in, fights like a dog in his stadium, and wins the game. Let's say it that Stephen Ridley played with courage and gut. Let me tell you that Sam Montgomery will not play next week because he's injured. He got chop blocked. And so there's guys that go out there and fight like hell for us at risk of injury. And so it makes everything more important. Makes it more important to me, makes it more important to this team. I like this team. I think this team will come together. I think this team will force out some of the fat and get to the leaner meat. And at least that's how I hope it goes. I mean, certainly it was not pretty. But damn, it was fun. I can tell you right now, I don't know that I'm any more excited than I was to see that little yellow flag out there. And I'm going, now, what the hell was that for? I couldn't get anybody to talk to me. I'd thrown my headphones off. And so I had to go ahead and call play because I didn't have anybody to talk to. So
when you saw the flag, did you think it was more men on the field?
I had no idea. None. But I can tell you right now that the issue was, obviously, we were not in position to execute the play that we called. That was the mistake. Hey, we got him on. We were shy some seconds to execute the play that was called. Okay. The fact that we got him on and that we got the ball snapped was the difference. It allowed us then yet another play because of the penalty. Okay. Now, if we get them on a little bit better, we make a throw, we maybe win that one that way as well. Or if we clock it and run another run in the goal line personnel, that would have been the orderly fashion by which to finish the game. Okay. That one we'll have to do. I got to be real honest with you. I know we have advantages. So when and it was an excellent call. Coach says, let's run this. Yeah, we got it. That's going to score. And when Jordan Jefferson went around right in, I said, that's going to score. There isn't any question. Oh, he's a little short. Okay. Now, let's clock it, or let's have the other play called. It was a difficult scenario to get the 2 plays called in goal line personnel. I'm just telling you. So we decided then to go with the other personnel, and that was the issue. So now, questions.
Why bother with all the changes when you're 2 yards away, and who called or didn't call the 2 plays that you needed called there?
We had 2 plays called at one point in time earlier in that drive, and Coach Croton did, rightfully so. And then, he was the play caller during that series. So
why the need for all the switch when you're a yard away from the goal line?
The necessity of the run that we like, as opposed to just a run, or an advantage in play as opposed to just a play, that being the difference. In other words, we felt like we had some advantages. They hadn't seen us on the goal line, and we're going to run a play that we're going to run in the end zone.
Did you sub
We
back?
eventually did.
Did you sub back the goal line on the play that you
The last play, yeah, absolutely.
Russ, can you get the clock play in any formation that you guys have, though?
I beg your pardon?
In any formation that
You
you guys
can get
have,
the
you can get the clock play at
No
any
question,
time.
absolutely.
And
Which
so
would have been
is there a
certainly
signal from the sideline that can relay
should have
that?
got that. You betcha.
It
You
looked
betcha.
like was Jordan looking for the play? It seemed like Jordan, when he got on the field, was looking toward the sidelines for the play. Was he looking for the play
We
to happen?
operated with 2 different quarterbacks during that time too. I mean, it was the multiplicity of personnel, created certainly some of the issues. But I'm sure he was looking at, we operate with wristbands. Those guys got to handle those wristbands, and it's at times, that's difficult in itself. You imagine the pressure and the excitement and the clock running down and having a wristband call.
The fourth and 9 play when you had to delay, was the problem there? What was the problem there?
Quarterback needed more time. It was a quarterback call.
The play
Play was called. They
And
got
was it
in,
fast
everything was
enough?
good. It just he needed some time.
Coach, what was Jarrett's role coming into the game? Was he going in 3rd series regardless?
Just like you saw. That was his role going into the game.
And will it continue moving forward?
Yeah, I think that's. I think we need to play both quarterbacks. So,
What are the advantages in your mind? I mean, more options, right?
please. No, you're exactly right. I mean, some of the things that Jarrett does, he does as well as any. We need to fix some of those things. Okay, he needs not to make a couple penalties. Needs not to throw a pick. Same thing with Jefferson. Jefferson, in my opinion, plays pretty good at times and then throws a pick. So we're work in progress, and it's a group of guys who, in my opinion, have improved, but need to take some more strides. Obviously,
Will you consider starting Jarrett next game?
It's something that at this point I'm not ready to say or see, or it might be something.
Coach, after he threw the ball through the upright, there was 32 seconds to go, 2nd down from the 2. Did you think about two passes and then maybe keeping the run for the last play if you need? You could have gotten 3 plays off in that
Probably could have
situation.
thrown 2 passes there without question. Again, it's wanting the play that we want that is the advantage as opposed to just a play. You're right.
What about the clock? The clock.
The clock should have been. We should have clocked it. It would have saved us the difficulty of moving personnel in and out. And we should have, when we put the goal line personnel back on the field, we should have had 2 plays. That's what should have happened. Or if we run the one, clock it, and then have the second play. It's the timing of the call is easy, and the issue then is, let's just run the play versus the defense that they line up. Instead, we exchange personnel. That's the difficulty. We did not need to exchange personnel. We should have clocked or had the other play ready to roll.
Why did that not happen? Why?
Frankly, I think the want to get the other personnel on the field took precedence in mind, in mind's eye, certainly, of the play caller. So.
Could you tell us what goes through your mind there from the minute that the game ends with them winning? Your guys are on the field, distraught, your headset's off, and then for about a minute and a half there's complete chaos. What's going through your mind as you're picturing defeat and then realize that you're getting another shot at it? Could you kind of take us through that?
It is miserable, right? I went from misery to that there's a handkerchief in the end zone. I wasn't certainly happy. I realized the things during that walk out to center field that we need to improve on, and it just it eats at you, and it still does. And I told my team today in there, I said I call bullshit on this team. I said, this team's got to play better than it played. They should never have come down to the back end of this game as tight as it was. They're going to drive me. A heart attack's going to happen. And but my point to you is I know better now. How I felt, I went just like the rest of that stadium. I went from oh hell to damn. That was a nice way to finish that game. I'll tell you right now, man. Let's just tell it the way it is, okay? Let's just tell it the way it is. Hang on 1 second. Let me just tell you one thing, okay? You just witnessed something that I don't know that I've ever seen in my entire life. They just called that team the winner. And then, whoa. Come on back here. Then they called us the winner. I'm going to tell you right now, as an experience, damn it, I'm going to enjoy that one as much as I hate to admit it. Okay?
Is luck the right word for that?
No, I don't think so. Honestly, I think our team needs to play better. I take that to heart. I think our guys need to not play sloppy and not stick a ball out for a short yardage gain, not just any number of things multiply, okay? And I promise you this, they'll hear my raunchy side Monday morning. Just that simple.
Coach, what happened on the run by Jefferson, the long run? Why did the run game work so well?
He ran through the safety with great strength and then outran the field.
Coach Miles, do you feel fortunate when you look at the percentages that here you had 2-1 in total yards, but -4 in the turnover ratio? Usually you don't win those games, so
That's
you have
correct.
to feel fortunate.
No question. I feel like, I better do, and I better get it fixed because we're a very, very talented team. Stephen Ridley is a great back. Running today, ran like a great back. And, we hit some passes and did some things that we can do. We just need to escape and leave and eliminate all those negative plays. But you're exactly right. And, I mean, turnover, we talk it, we coach it, it's every day. So.
Coach, you going to make changes? It sounds like when I hear you talking about the way the last couple of plays went down, are you going to make changes in the way Gary Croton gets plays in or does his job or anything like that?
I think his, the calls that he made coming down the field, I thought led to victory, okay, frankly. When we get to the back end, that's got to be managed better, period. And I take the blame, rightfully so. And I can tell you this, that it will be changed yet again, okay? I mean, the good news is we had victory, okay? And the good news is as well is that, in my opinion, we eliminate some of these mistakes well before we get down there. It's not an issue. We should have 2 timeouts on the back end of that game. I mean, we used timeouts inappropriately. I mean, we should have gone down there very comfortably with time on the board and timeout and the ability to call timeouts. So, no, there's work to do. Changes, maybe how we see that situation be a little bit more clearly defined. So,
Coach, saying if you play 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one, does that fit with your team?
If we play 2 quarterbacks,
in football, saying if you play 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one, meaning having one is more important than playing both.
Yeah, I think that there's an advantage to having a quarterback that takes all the snaps. I agree. But the thing that you have to do is you have to use the talents that you have available, and that's the issue. I still think we're going to have to throw the football and throw it better than we threw it today.
Why was Jarrett in there after Tennessee took the lead and then that last drive?
We just kind of felt like we were going to throw the football down the field and kind of felt like some of those plays benefited him greater.
Coach, this is the last question because he's got to go to radio.
Go ahead.
You had that, put that goal line personnel in and said you felt like you had an advantage. What advantage exactly, specifically, were you trying to take advantage of?
We felt like we had speed on the perimeter and felt like we could get to the edge. That was the play. They bunched them all up in there and run around the right end. Kind of thought. And the advantage is that we liked their alignments and felt like we had greater speed than they.